I'm Jo and welcome to today's video. Now, it's occurred to me that I haven't done a wrap-up video since April. Okay, so April was the last one I did. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Summer happened, I guess. But so much happened in the past couple of months. So this is going to be a summer wrap-up, okay? So, where to start? So, let's go through, let's start with block stacks, because my blogging traffic has been on quite a journey this year, and I'm super happy, and I'll explain why. But we're going to start with the lows, okay? Because there are no highs without any lows. So, we'll start in May, okay? Now, I should also point out that in May, I was still ill. I was still having health issues. I always have health issues. I have chronic conditions. And so it's something I learned to live with, the ups and downs. But in May, I was ill, okay? And also had some hospital visits with my son and things like that as well. So didn't really get onto the blog as much, okay? Which gave me the lowest traffic that I have had in, I can't even remember when it's hit this low. That was 28,042 views for the month in May, okay? So that's like a major low for me. I have my book here with all my things in it, so I should use some of this. So yeah, that was a major low in May. June, I was getting back into the swing of things and brought it back up to what was what I consider my average, closer to my average traffic per month, and that was 53,309. Okay, so my usual average would be sort of between the 50k and 60k. That was what my normal was. Yeah, it gets better. Okay, so 53,309 for June. So feeling better about it. Got over my little blimp there that I had. Doing better. Now, despite getting ill in July, I hit a new personal best for traffic to the site. And that was with 85,148 views in the month of July. Okay, so this, I am blown away by this, because after having it slip off a little bit, I was happy just to get it back to, you know, what it was as like my average before. And then just to hit it out the ballpark like that was amazing, because my previous personal best, I did earlier this year. I will be able to tell you which month I did it in as well. Okay, January was 74,839, but I beat that. Yeah, March. March was the previous personal best, was 76,465. Okay, and so getting this 85,148, I was blown away, because that's like, you know, almost 10,000 more than what was my previous personal best, and things had slipped off a little bit. So I was super happy about that. But then August came. Now, I should explain, when I was setting my goals, my blogging goals, back in January for the things that I wanted to achieve this year, I made a goal. I like to have a big goal to aim for as well as small ones. And so my big goal for this year was to get over 100k views in the 1 month. Bearing in mind that last year my average was sort of between the 50-60k a month, okay? So doubling my traffic. And so it kind of seemed a bit like out of reach. It's one of those big goals that just sort of, you know, it doesn't seem possible, but I'm gonna have it anyway and, you know, push for it. Well, August, I got 104,000 150 views. So not only did I meet my big goal for the year, the one that seemed so impossible last year, but I actually went quite a bit over it. So super, super happy about that. Also, September stats so far are showing that I might actually set a new personal best for this month as well, taking it up even higher. Which would be amazing because September is my birthday month, so that would be an awesome present. But yeah, this is just, now the reason why I'm sharing these stats with you, there's multiple reasons for this. Number one, because I believe that there is not enough transparency about statistics and things amongst bloggers. I should also point out at this point, my blog is a lifestyle blog. It is, for the majority, talking about books. Books is like my big books, and blogging are like the main subjects that I deal with, although I do, for example, do a lot of posts about hair products and things like that, because as you might have noticed if you've watched other videos over the years on this, but I changed my hair a lot. I like experimenting with it, and so I post reviews about, you know, hair dyes and hair products and things that I use as well. I share tips about that. I also have travel posts. Not as many. It's definitely like in the minority category for the moment, because I am planning on expanding on the travel part of my blog. But I post mainly about Rome in Italy because that's where I live. So like being a local tourist, okay? So sharing my tips and things as someone who has lived here for over half my life now. And I am still trying to see everything that the Eternal City has to offer. But there's lots of, you know, hidden things that a lot of people don't think about when they come here and stuff. So I share posts about that as well. I'm hoping, like I said, to expand on that and add new categories and things. So I do want to grow it, but just to give you the idea, like the majority of my posts, we're talking like 80-90% of the content that I share on my blog is to do with books and blogging. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the sort of blog that I have to match these statistics. Now, the other reason why I particularly want to share my stats and things as well is I am doing things to improve my traffic. I'm constantly, it's been a journey with me. For blogging, I've been blogging for a long time as just like a casual hobby, and then only in recent times did I decide that I wanted to be a professional blogger, and sort of turn it into hopefully a full-time living from doing that. And so since I made that change, I've also seen a huge change in the traffic to my site, for example. So I am doing a lot of things. I am constantly learning about that, and I like to share that along the way with you guys as well, because I'm not the only person who's trying to do this. And I think I personally learn a lot from other people's experiences, and so I wanted to be able to share with you as well, and hopefully help you along your journey as well. And another reason why I'm sharing this is, like I said, last year, for me, getting, you know, even 60k to my blog was like, yes, that was a good month, you know, doing it. And then this year to get over that 100k in the 1 month, like that just shows you the growth that you can achieve in a relatively short amount of time, okay? And I am not, I am not working on my computer all day long, every day. I took off so much time during the summer, one, because it's here in Rome, at least, it's been a scorcher of a summer. We've had a heat wave which literally lasted for like 3 months. We were like 40 degrees and over every day. And there was no break. I mean, we're used to having the heat waves in the summer, but usually they get broken up a little bit where it dips down a little bit more. Whereas this year it was just, no, that's it. You're gonna die from the heat. And so it wasn't physically possible to do a lot of stuff because of the heat. Also, my kids are obviously off on school break and things, so they were around more. Did try to go out and about a little bit during the summer and things as well. So I wasn't investing, you know, I wasn't on my computer as if it was a full-time job. Okay, so that's it. There was days when I didn't turn it on at all. And so I want to point that out to you, that this growth is you're capable of doing that, even if you're not like me. you're not there the whole time putting 100% everything every hour of the day, every day. It is possible to achieve these results even without, you know, burning yourself out. And I think that's important, because if I can do it, trust me, if I can do it, then anyone can do it. I really believe that, because I like I said, I have various different health issues and things, which are chronic, and so a lot of the time I'm not well enough to do stuff, and you know, then obviously life hectic with the kids and everything else. So trust me, if I can do it, then it is possible. And so I think it's important to share these statistics from that point of view as well, because a lot of the time you see high traffic sites, high traffic bloggers or whatever, and they're always giving off this, you know, professional blogger vibe, which is, you know, the goal or whatever. But at the same time, I like to keep it very realistic and real with you guys. Because I'm no different from many of you that are trying to do this. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's why I'm sharing these. So anyway, that was from the blogging point of view for this. So now let's go and have a look at the books that I read. Now again, May was a flop reading wise. I read When the Clock Chimes 2 by Adriana Lucho. That was a 3-star read. I will link up the reviews that I've done for these books, by the way. And that was the only book that I managed to read in May. Like I said, again, I had a lot of health issues in May. And so I just, between the meds and everything, I just had brain fog like all the time, and reading was a major struggle. But that did get me number 2 on my Clock Reading Challenge. So it wasn't a complete loss. So I did that one. June, like I said, it was about a month. In this one, I actually had 3 really good reads. 27 Minutes by Ashley Tate. That was a 4-star read from me. 381 by Alia Whiteley. That was a 4-star read as well. I'm laughing because I remember how weird it was. It was one of the most compellingly weird book I think I've ever read in my life. Again, I will link up to all the reviews for you so you can go in more detail on that. And then Silence of the Deceit by Cara Devlin, which was a 5-star read from me, and I am obsessed by this series. In case you haven't been following along, I discovered the series earlier this year, and I keep going back and getting another book in the series. So, and they're all equally as good. Then we have July. July was an okay-ish. I had Chronicles of 9 Lives, Perfect Prophecy. That was like a 2.5 star read for me. Just don't think I was the right audience for it. Then I had Takeout Sushi. That was a 3-star read. That's like a short story collection set in Japan. It was quite different from usual stuff that I read, again, for review. I will link that up for you. And then Penance for the Dead by Cara Devlin, which again was a 5-star reader. So this is always from the Bow Street Duchess mystery series by Cara Devlin. So yes, got another one off of the list for that one. That was July. And then in August, I read Simplify by Anna Dawson, which is a non-fiction about decluttering your home and your life and just like in general. That one was a 4-star. I like that one. Then I had Tea for Three by Melissa Crosby. I believe I gave that one a 4-star. I didn't write it down. Silly me. But yeah, so I think that one was a 4-star as well. Because I really like that. It was either a 4 or a 5. For sure. I really like that one. And then I read 10 Tangled Tales, which is a collection of 10 short stories, mostly set in India. Okay, so reading wise, okay-ish. Most of the books that I read were really good reads, so like 4 or 5-star reads. Also, the thing that, although there were a few which were slightly lower rating for me, I am happy about having read them because they're not necessarily ones that fall into my usual genres that I would read. So it's experimenting a little bit more, opening myself up to other genres and things as well, which I think is important to do every now and then. And yeah, and as far as reading challenges go, my NetGalley TBR challenge, not so great this year. I mean, I have made progress with it, so it's not like a complete flop. With my clock reading challenge, I'm actually ahead of myself, I believe, by 1 book. So doing quite well with that, and I'm very confident that I will finish it by the end of the year. So that's that. Now, as far as fitness and travel stuff goes, not really much to report there because, like I said, it was so hot. Doing workouts and things when it's 40 degrees, like the only thing you could do is basically lie around with the air conditioner on or a fan on you. It was too hot really to do anything else. So as far as fitness goes, I did go a couple of times to the pool and stuff. So I did get a little bit of swimming in, so that counts. And some very like lazy girl exercises from bed kind of thing. But nothing particularly noteworthy there. I'm hoping that now that the temperature's cooling off a little bit, we've finally got a little bit of rain the past couple of days, so hoping that I will be able to actually get some workouts done. Travel wise, again, didn't manage to do as much stuff as I had hoped because it was just too hot to go out and about in the city centre. Did get to go to the beach in Tarquinia, which was gorgeous. If you do ever make it this way, then check out Tarquinia because it was lovely. Completely crystal clear waters. The water was the hottest I think I've ever been in the sea. There were places where you could stand and the water actually felt hot. You had to move your feet because it was that hot. But absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend if you are around this kind of area. So anyway, like and my hair as well. I did a lot with my hair. I dyed my hair lots of times. I cut my hair a little bit as well. You can't see because I've got it up thingy today, but I did actually cut a bit off the length as well. August in particular was a bit of a hair adventure because I cut my hair on the 1st of August just because I woke up in the morning and thought, yes, let's cut a couple of centimeters off the end. Again, because it was so hot, it was just annoying me. Then I had 2 box dye fails. I will link up the reviews for you so you can check them out. Then I bleached my hair twice, and that's in 2 days. I don't recommend doing this for like other people. I know my hair and I know how I can do things without all my hair falling out, but I do not recommend this by any means to anyone else. But yeah, so I bleached my hair. It went orange basically, probably because I'd done 2 box dyes on it in the same month. So yeah, that again, not recommended. And so the day after, because I had to be able to go out and things, and the orange was not good. So I then did a bleach bath on it the following day to get it to a sort of level 8-9 yellow blonde on it, so at least it was blonde. And then I did another permanent hair dye on it, which is the light ash blonde, to actually get it to blonde color. There was a lot of use of hair science for me during the month. Again, I do have a lot of experience with dyeing hair, and I do know how much my hair can handle as well, but what my hair can handle and what someone else's hair can handle is not the same. So I do not recommend doing what I did to my hair in August, although I am now happy with the color that has been achieved. So yes, there we go. I have a lot of posts over at jolinsta.com about all the hair dyes, about the whole process and everything else, so you can check those out there as well. Anyway, that's it for today. It has been a mammoth one because, like I said, this is like the whole summer wrap up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there's been something interesting in here for you. And thank you for watching. I will try to do monthly updates, get back into doing monthly ones from now on. Also, this is so much easier just to do the 1 month. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.